We are here, week 15, Thursday Night Football, ready to rock and roll, guys. Welcome into the stream. And get ready to lock it in as we have 4 NBA games tonight, which has been a lot better than the last couple of days. We have a Thursday Night Football game, a massive slate of NHL games, 13, I believe, to be total. So we'll be looking at some NHL anytime goal scores, going through some positive EV, sharp money, and arbitrage betting examples, going through plays that I'm going to be placing bets live here. We're going to be taking advantage of the FanDuel big touchdown jackpot giveaway. I've basically spent all my money in my FanDuel account today, but I left $15 in there just so that I could take advantage of the touchdown jackpot. So we're going to definitely hit that up. So we're going to start out with some DFS. I got the sharp money tool pulled up here. This kind of looks familiar to yesterday, where we see that Dylan Larkin, somebody wants the over 2.5 shots on goal. They put 10 G's on this on ProfitX, which is insane. Somebody wants this at minus 140 odds on the over 2.5. So you guys want to bet this straight up, we can bet it on FanDuel, DraftKings, Pinnacle, a lot of straight books, guys. Obviously, we can add this to our slip on Better. So one thing that I am going to do, now again, we had this happen yesterday with, I think it was Ryan Green. I'm not going to unload the clip on this play for Dylan Larkin, but I am going to grab some exposure to this. No doubt about that. Red Wings are taking on Edmonton. This is the later game tonight. We're looking at his over 2.5 shots on goal for Dylan Larkin. I'm getting this at DraftKings at minus 130. And so I'm going to go ahead and we'll throw a little bit on this one. I'll go $200. So I'm going to grab this for $200, guys. Someone put 10 G's up, which is a lot of dough. So I'm going to grab this over at DraftKings. They won it at minus 140. So we're getting this. Obviously, you can see this order is getting filled. So again, play this one at your own risk if you're going to straight bet this. But I'm going to throw this on my better slip for sure. I'm going to take the Joker discount on his points, rebounds, and assists. Better's running a nice little discount over there. And then I'm going to throw this Dylan Larkin play. You could throw this Dylan Larkin play probably on a couple different DFS platforms. We're going to grab this over on Better. And then let's look at Alex DeBrincat. Good price compared to Pinnacle, over 2.5 shots. Same game. So I don't know if we're going to get hit with any kind of nerf because of correlation. We'll see. Both guys are over 2.5 shots on goal. This is a perfect entry, $10 max bet. And so there we go. Let me share this with you guys. Okay, so this is going to be a 3-leg pick over here. What's going on, Joshua? Appreciate that, man. Irish, what's up? MP, how are you? So that's a 3-leg over on Better, taking advantage of the discount. We have we're going to get to pick 6. We're going to get to kind of everything. For my Dub Club people, picks are already out. Take a look. And let's ride. Okay, so let's hit a little reset here. I have all the popular DFS books pulled up, guys. I have Dabble on here, Better, PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play, and then DraftKings Pick 6. So I have like roughly, I think, 5 or 6 teed up, but we'll have to take a look. Keegan Murray, somebody wants this at minus 118 odds. They want the under 6.5 rebounds. They're offering you to bet the over on no vig at plus 118 odds. So they really want this at minus 118. Getting this on a 3-man slip like I like to rock. This is a great price to FanDuel, Pinnacle, or FanDuel Bookmaker. It's not bad to Pinnacle. So this would be over on Underdog is where I'm going to add this Keegan Murray under 6.5 rebounds. What else can we get? Kevin Porter Jr. under on his player made threes. Great. Good price to Bookmaker and FanDuel. It's not great to Pinnacle, but that's okay. I'm willing to lean 2 out of 3 books really like it. So Kevin Porter Jr. under on his threes. I just realized in my head what I'm going to make for dinner tonight, and I'm very fired up. I'm going to be making a buffalo chicken pizza, so now I'm like really excited. For some reason, that just, I guess I'm hungry, and I'm like, dude, we're going to rock a buffalo chicken pizza today. Russ under on his points. Not a very good price to Pinnacle. Not at all. Not really very good to FanDuel. It's good to Bookmaker. Again, 2 out of 3 books say no, so I'm not going to mess with this, right? And this Better wants it at minus 116 odds. What else do we have here? Reynaud, however you say this dude's name. It's okay. Under on his rebounds in this game. It's the same game we have the under on Keegan Murray. I'd rather have the under on Keegan Murray. Let me look at the positive EV tool. Let's look at Underdog for a second to see Sadiq Bey under on points. Ooh, not very good at FanDuel. It's great to Pinnacle. Let's see if we got any line movement here. Where do we got line movement from? I want to see. Who is it? Let's kind of get rid of better. Okay, here it is. Whoa, that's a lot of line movement. That's a lot of line movement. Okay, I'm in on this. We're going to finish this off with Sadiq Bey, under on points. Taking under on Bey. 3-pick entry. This is on Underdog. We just shared one on Better, guys. We're rocking and rolling. We got no time to waste. Let's go, go, go. What's up, Daniel? There is an NFL game today. Bucks Falcons. We'll be looking at the touchdown jackpot here in a little bit. They also have like an SGP boost on DraftKings, guys. All right, so that's a 3-pick entry over there. I'm excited about that. Okay, let's take a look at, I usually like to go around, for those of you that are new or just tuning in, welcome. We're kind of hitting the ground running. I like to share at least one slip on every DFS platform. So I'm not going to share like 4 underdog slips and then nothing else. I try to do one of each. Try to, give every kid a little bit of attention in the classroom. So we're in on Underdog. Let's see if we can find anything for PrizePicks or Dabble or DraftKings Pick 6. Miko Rantanen under on his shots on goal. This isn't very good to Pinnacle. I don't really care about FanDuel when it comes to NHL shots on goal. I lean more Pinnacle when it comes to this. Don't really like this price. It's fine. It's barely fine. Kevin Porter Jr., guys, by the way, you could play this on DraftKings Pick 6, Underdog, or Dabble on the under 2.5 player made threes. Rocking a little Dr. Pepper Zero. Gotta love a little Dr. Pepper. Rick, what's going on, man? Yeah, Jordan, I don't know what's going on with me. I didn't receive an Onyx boost. Like, I saw people talking about the Onyx boost. There it is. Okay, 67% parlay boost. Yo. Let me double check really quick. Does this have to be an SGP? Looks like the answer is yes. Yeah, this has to be a Thursday Night Football. This is a really good. So I'm just going to say this, guys. On a boost like Onyx, and I appreciate, Jordan, you let me know about that. On a 67% boost, that is such a great boost. You can almost put it on damn near anything that you want, and it's going to be plus EV. So this is one of those rare times where if you want to bet your opinion, the boost is so high that it can, for the most part, overcome any negative pricing with correlation. For the most part. All right, so we'll have to take a look at that as well. Wow, DJ coming in hot with Dr. Pepper, the worst soda ever created. For us, fun fact for anybody that doesn't know, since I'm a Yinzer from Pittsburgh, Pittsburghers and Yinzers don't call it soda. We call it pop. If you're in Western PA, it's one of the words that we use. We never use soda. We always call it pop. Fun little fact there. But man, what a hot take. Wilbo says, just had a normal Dr. Pepper myself. Not sure about the zero, though. DJ, man, we got a spicy take. All right, let me put up a poll really quick. I'm going to put up a random poll just to find out. Worst soda. All right, we've got to have some fun with this one. So let's go Dr. Pep. I'll go. All right, we're going to do some randos here, guys. A couple of these. And then let's go with, what would be another one that would be kind of crazy? Let's do, these are just random ones. I'm just kind of curious from you guys. What do you think's the worst? And then this one, no doubt, if anyone knows about this, let me try this out. All right, random poll, guys, just for fun. Just want to know out of these 4, which one do you think's the worst out of these 4? Because I'm having some Dr. Pepper Zero right now. I'm a big fake sugar guy, which is definitely going to kill me down the road, but I enjoy it while I can. All right, so let's go over to the positive EV tool. There's a lot of value on Better, not going to lie. And we do have another discount on Better. Outside of the Joker discount, we have a Bijan discount. I think I already used this discount, to be fair. But if you guys want to cook up a Bijan discount on Better, feel free to use the A.J. Green play, the Sadiq Bey play, Noah Cates. You could do that for sure. Anyone knows about RC Cola, it is kind of trash. It's probably the worst cola. And obviously, if you think if there's a worse soda out there, just drop it in the comments and in the chat here, guys. Love to hear it. So we got a ton of better value. There's a lot. Even though it's lower edge, still really, really good. Trust me, I do have all the books teed up. Let's go over to FanDuel. FanDuel normally shows a lot of DraftKings pick 6 value. All right, if we use FanDuel as our sharp, we got a Bogdanovich play here under on his 3s. I don't mind this. Even compared to Pinnacle, it's fine. Really good movement from FanDuel, guys. The thing that I worry about the most, or I'm focused on the most, is really line movement. That's everything to me. All right, so we're looking at the under 1.5 threes on Bogdanovich. Let's look for any more PrizePicks value. Not much. Not much. Okay, let's go over the optimizer. Hard out in the streets right now to find some value. Let's go 3 minimum data points. This is for Sunday. I understand maybe not everyone's interested in looking at this for Sunday, but Tyler Shook under on his passing attempts. Okay. Combo 3s. A.J. Green, Peyton Pritchard under 6.5. Interesting. Denny Advita over 8.5 assists. I can do that with Advita. That's fine by me. Take the over 8. All right. And then what else do we have? We can do this A.J. Green run. That's fine. It's not fantastic. It's just okay. Pritchard and Avida, this is a combo play. No insurance on this 3-pick entry, guys. For those of you just coming into the stream, welcome in. We already shared an underdog, better, and now we're sharing a DraftKings or a PrizePicks slip. Got a little poll going up in terms of just a random 4 sodas. Someone DJ didn't like Dr. Pepper that I'm sipping on right now. So he wants me to know. Oh, dude, forgot about that. Hey, by the way, I'm kind of dating myself, but does anyone remember Surge? Actually, Surge made like a comeback. I don't know if it's still out there. I remember a few years ago, Surge was back. I remember as a kid, and again, I'm 37, so some of you young bloods in here might not know, but there was this like soda that had like even more caffeine and sugar than Mountain Dew, and it was basically like a heart attack in a can. It was kind of like can't remember the malt liquor drink in a can that was like incredibly potent. Oh, dude, what was the? Damn, now I got to find out. Sorry, guys, I'm going off topic here right now. What was it? Four Locos. Dude, let me just tell you this. From someone that was like back in college, back in the day, the original Four Locos, it was kind of like that, but with no alcohol. The original Four Locos were insane. If you could drink 2 original Four Locos, you were like a champ. I couldn't do it. I could barely get through one. We'll take a look at Fliff for any of my Fliff users. Getting a little off topic, but it's always fun to talk about some other shit every now and then other than just sports betting. Jolt for no problem, Lynn. Yeah, we'll get over there. Appreciate that, man. Takes me back in the day. Takes me back. When I was a kid, I did do karate as a kid for about 7 years. Got my black belt as a youth. Yeah, Vinny, I mean, I just remember back like in I don't know, it's probably like 2008, 2010 somewhere. I just remember on the local news, like there was this call, like these police officers got called to a house party. The police officers walked in and everybody was like passed out on the floor and there was just Four Loco cans everywhere. Nowadays they kind of, they weren't as good as it was. Just like if you ever took Jacked for pre-workout back in the day, like late 2000s, early 2010s, the original Jacked was like probably low-key steroids. It was like maybe cocaine in powder form. It was insane. But I'm definitely dating myself right now. All right, so Valanciunas, no Pinnacle odds here, no FanDuel odds. I don't really care about the Valanciunas play. Though, I mean, it looks good to MGM and Caesars, so there could be something there, guys. If you're going to play this Valanciunas play, I'm talking like maybe a half unit. I have personally more confidence with FanDuel and Pinnacle. If you are cool with firing off some plays, then this Valanciunas play looks decent. All right, pick 6. What do we got for pick 6? Yeah, I mean the Bijan play again, guys. It's one of those things where you can take Bijan as your touchdown jackpot. I like to on these touchdown jackpots because I'm only wagering $5. I love taking these on longer shot odds. You're going to have the games where the running back, the Jahmyr Gibbs gets in, the first touchdown like he did. I think it was last Thursday. You're going to have those types of games. But every now and then, we've cashed on some oddball ones. And obviously, if you do hit on Bijan, it's great. You win. You're probably only going to get like 10 or 15 bucks in bonus bets. So it's tough. For pick 6 right now, the Kevin Durant play I don't really care for. I'm not overly enthused with what I see. Sharp money tool, what do we got? We talked about this Dylan Larkin play. This got swallowed up really quick. By the way, guys, if you came on the very beginning of the stream, I bet Dylan Larkin because someone posted $10,000 at plus 150, plus 140 odds. I got this on DraftKings at minus 135. If you guys literally go back, we've only been streaming for 16 minutes. This was all minus 130 across the board. We got some really good closing line value. So one thing I will say about the sharp money tool, the plays yesterday didn't hit, but there's no better indicator of you making a good decision on your bet when you place the bet and then 15 minutes go by and then all of a sudden the price that you bet it at, no one can get it at that price anymore. So the Dylan Larkin over 2.5 shots looks solid. Keegan Murray, like we said, we talked about this over here. The pick 6 plays, guys, are honestly a bit disappointing. Got a lot of better value, no pick 6 value. Trust me, I have them selected. For my dabble people, for anyone that's really looking for dabble plays, I will tell you this. My heart already kind of sinks to the floor when I come on 5-man slips on dabble and I'm looking to go to 3-man slips. And on 5-man slips, I see no green. I'm like, dude, there's not going to be anything good on dabble. So, and that's not just because of OddsJam's algorithm, but usually their algorithm does show some of the best plays. And then you really have to dig to find anything decent. So, Robert Williams, maybe on his under 21 points, rebounds, and assists. Okay. Like we talked about Advita, the over 8. I'm fine with that play. Yeah, this is not great. Not great. Jared Goff, this might be okay. Appreciate you guys taking the poll. RC Cola wins. It's not even close, which I knew that one. But interestingly enough, Dr. Pepper came in second. Anton, there was value early this morning on Austin Matthews, so I took him for the DraftKings goal prop. But I don't really have any, we could look for first goal scores for that one as well. So, all right, not much going on there. Let's take a look. Speaking of touchdown jackpots, let's go over to the NFL. Let's take a look at that. Jordan, you need a lock on my bookie. No sweat bonus. That's an awesome first no sweat bonus. Need a lock. Unfortunately, we don't. I would look into more props builder, I would say, to kind of take a look at what we have, what's going on there, to see if you can find something. Because on their main lines, obviously, because they're not on OddsJam, or they haven't been on OddsJam for a while, it's kind of tough. It's definitely tough. All right, so we're going to look at the touchdown jackpot right now for FanDuel. We'll look for that, Jordan. I would say we'll see if Props Builder can provide us anything. It's very simple, guys. I really have a small criteria. I'm looking for odds. Pinnacle needs to post odds. And then I'm looking for FanDuel to be in bright green. Wrong screen. That's all I'm really looking for here at the moment. So I'm just scrolling and I'm looking for FanDuel really to be bright green to see if there's any value. See, there's Nate Carter, but again, there's no Pinnacle odds. So it looks like we don't have any great FanDuel value. Okay, so let's jump into this a little bit more. The Tyler Algier play is okay. It's not bad to Pinnacle. It's obviously way better on Bookmaker. So now I kind of have to do this a little bit one by one because there's no value on FanDuel. Rashad White, don't like it. Same odds as Pinnacle. Payne Durham. This one's interesting. Not bad. We have to pull the VIG from Pinnacle to see it. Payne Durham. I like Algier. Payne Durham, maybe. Mike Evans, no. Kyle Pitts, no. Jalen McMillan, no. Abuka's probably barely okay. Barely has an edge. Same with Darnell. Darnell Mooney might be a little bit better. Chris Godwin, again, slim edge to nothing. Bucky Irving's at 125, probably very slim edge. Bijan, there's nothing there. Okay, so then the next thing that I would do is I would say, let's look at Bijan. Let's look at Bucky. Let's look at a couple of the guys. So I'm just going to come down here. All right, so Pinnacle's at 122 on Bucky. 122 on Bucky. 221. 122, 221. And then what was Payne? 122, 221, 416. All right. So Bucky was 122. Small edge on Bucky. It's at 125. Okay. 221 for Tyler Algier. A little bit better than Bucky. It's a little bit better. And then I honestly forget the Payne one. It was like 4. Yeah, probably not. So I'm going to either go with Tyler Algier or Bucky Irving, guys. I know these are kind of popular picks. Probably for myself, knowing that I'm a little bit of a loose cannon, I'm going to go with Algier. Feel free, though, if you want to use Bucky. That's cool with me. I only have $14 in the account, guys. I blew through all my money today on FanDuel. And so I don't have anything else coming back. Well, I'm going to go with Tyler just because it's a little different. Make sure you go to promos, guys. Make sure to claim the touchdown jackpot. Again, I'm just betting $5 because I definitely want to save this for maybe something else. The final $10 or $9, I can save it for an SGP. So there it is. There's our touchdown jackpot play with Tyler Algier. If you go to first touchdown scores, you are essentially foregoing the opportunity to have the last touchdown score in this jackpot. So I would not advise to use first touchdown scores here. There we go. And then for those of you that are looking for the NHL, like the early slate, honestly, Anton, I appreciate you asking. There's just too many games to kind of go through all the games to find out which one has the best value. I would definitely, though, go over to OddsJam, pull up NHL, and then look at player goal scorers to kind of see what's up. But that one's just too many games because of the contest. Let's look at Onyx next. Onyx got a great boost going on. Let's see what they have cooking. Let's go with Pinnacle first. And we need to look for player props, main markets. I'm willing to do it all. And then let's go and just check out Onyx and then game ranges for today. And then we're looking just at the NFL. All right, what do we got? Kirk Cousins over on his passing. Now, these are all really small edges, but with a 67% boost, that's muy bien. So Kirk Cousins on his passing attempts. His main line's at 30.5. So we're looking at the over 31.5. Bucky to score a touchdown. Okay. I don't mind that. And then we could look at Dylan Drummond under on catches. Okay. Parlay's unavailable. Let me refresh the page. Why is this parlay unavailable? Oh, because I'm logged out. That's probably why. Logged me out on Onyx. Dude, I got to re-hit everything again. And Bucky Irving just moved him up plus 120. Like, give me a break, bro. All right, David Sills under 2.5 receptions. Sills under receptions. Cool. Bucky's back at plus 125. Great. And then Kirk Cousins over on his passing attempts. They move this to even money odds on this play. But this is a massive boost. Again, you guys can pretty much put this on whatever you want, and it's going to be really, really good. This is only a $10 max wager. So if we grab this over here, you could see if I grab Sills and I grab Cousins, and it's not very good price anymore, and I grab Bucky, When I come up here, I should be receiving odds of plus 676. With the boost, it's 835. So as I mentioned a few times, you could bet this on whatever you prefer. But that's where I'm going to bet this on. I'm just going to follow Pinnacle and follow the data there a little bit. But you can pretty much put this on whatever you want, and it's going to be very EV. So there's the parlay, guys, plus 835 odds. It's kind of wonky, but we're in. We're in with it. And then what you guys can do is once you click add to parlay, I guess I should do this for those of you that want to tail it. There is the link. There's the link. Got to be 4 picks, Jake. Yeah. So for sleeper, it's like I'd almost rather get half my teeth pulled instead of finding value on sleeper because it's incredibly difficult. Now, 75% boost is really good. The problem is just kind of finding those types of plays. So I would take the Jamie Benn play. I'd really just take any plays like that are close to Pinnacle's odds. And the 75% boost, similar to this boost on Onyx, should make it pretty good. Pretty good. But that's a bit of an assumption. Again, for those of you that are kind of new to using OddsJam or the Bet Tracker, you just come over to Bet Tracker here. You click the little pencil. You could type in odds boost, and then I'll just type this in as 835. And then everything's kind of here. Also, guys, if you don't want to have to go through it's a pain in the ass tracking these parlays on OddsJam. It really is. If you just want to use your Pickett or Chi-Town, if you're in here, I forget the other app that's free, use that to track your parlays, right? That's why I don't track any of my DFS stuff on OddsJam because I don't have the patience to click through. You know, if it's a 5 or 6 leg parlay, I got to go through every leg and add it and then do all that. Like, I don't got time for that. So I just use Pickett for everything. When Pickett was free, now I pay for Pickett, but for any of the other free apps out there, just use that to track your parlay stats. That's a little bit easier. All right, so we got the boost in over there. That's cool. So we took care of the touchdown jackpot boost. We hit up Onyx. There is an SGP boost over on DraftKings for this game tonight. Obviously, Onyx and DraftKings are the same. So if you want to throw this parlay over here, you can do so. I'd throw it on Sills. I would throw it on Bucky. Drummond's kind of like a nothing burger. Let's take a look at Bookmaker. Honestly, I'd probably rather throw it on Bijan over on his rushing and receiving yards. That would be one that I would prefer to hit. So little edge here, guys. But again, there's a 30% SGP boost. Now that boost isn't nearly as good as Onyx. So you do have to be careful of the pricing. No doubt about that. Daniel, Discord info? I don't have Discord, man. I just have Dub Club. So I don't have a Discord. Don't have any plans to. It's not really on my radar for 2026. But I do have Dub Club. At some point we might move there just because it's a little easier to give out picks and all that. But I do have a Dub Club this is it here. And again, if you guys try a 1 month or 3 months 1 month or 3 month package, you get a 3-day free trial. So try it 3 days for free. Picks are already out, by the way, for all Dub Club people, main markets and player props. So not a lot of options over here when it comes to this with DraftKings. I don't normally bet fourth quarter money lines or first half last team to score. These are really obscure markets, guys. The Bijan play is one that I can definitely get in on. Okay. Let's go hit up some NHL anytime goal scorers. What do we got today? Got like 13 games in the NHL. Got like 11 results. Speaking of Dylan Larkin, this is a very good play on Fanatics. And I'm limited on Fanatics, guys. I can bet more on anytime touchdowns on Fanatics. So I have my backup phone right here. I'm just going to take a look to see what I can wager on Dylan Larkin. Because I'm interested. This is a game that's a little bit later. They're in Edmonton tonight. We already took us over 2.5 shots on goal. But curious to see. He's at plus 200 odds. All right, so my limited Fanatics account only lets me bet $14 on him. But I got this max $25 25% boost, which is really nice. So I would rather still bet this for a boost for $14 This is decent. For a $14 boost, I think I'll get paid out like $35 in profit, which I don't mind, guys. So there is a boost on Fanatics. I'm limited to 14 bucks. But I'm getting a 25% boost at plus 250 odds. Again, guys, if it hits, it's $35 in profit, which and that pays for like a couple meals for me with Chipotle, probably 2 meals. Not bad. I wouldn't bet this anywhere else but Fanatics. Kyle Connor, this is for no vig. There's only $346. This is a little bit below my threshold here, guys. Do not bet this on Circa or FanDuel. These are lower edge plays. We have a lot of anytime goal scorers right now, but they're lower edge plays. They're on my like list. Like, you don't really want to bet it. Kaprizov, there's 14 bucks on Bet Openly. You could just bet that. For my Circa peeps, Zach Hyman, Brian Rust. Like I said, these are lower edge plays, right? OV, Tom Wilson. This Tom Wilson plays too low for me. Anything that's above 1%, it can be in consideration, right? These are okay. They're not great. But if you're dying to get some NHL goal scorers for my Circa peeps, you're going to see a lot of value. Typically, FanDuel and Circa are the two books that we see the most in terms of value for NHL goal scorers when we devig to Pinnacle. I do not devig to any other book but Pinnacle. I have no reason to. I've been crushing NHL goal scorers this whole season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is what it is. So unfortunately, the only play that I'm really loving is Dylan Larkin. Everything else kind of stinks. It's not great. Kyle Connor for no vig. I would definitely bet that if I was in a state where I can use no vig, which I will be in Maryland in just over a week. And I can't remember. I know I can use Profit X. I can't remember if I can use it in Maryland. Let me see the map here really quick. I know this is older. Yeah, it says I can use it in Maryland. Anton could probably tell me if I can. Yeah, Wilbo, it's tough. Definitely tough for any of the edge zone users. God bless Arbologist because he was in one today and trying to get through all those NHL anytime shots on goal props, and it was tough. Yeah, DJ. What I would say, and I will honestly, I've made a video on the OddsJam YouTube channel. I'm just going to try to find that link because I go through it all on there. I break down every single one. But just to give you a really quick, let me see if I can find this video because it's not all that old. I think it's this video. You got to bear with me because I've made about like 1 million of them. Appreciate that, Chris. Thank you, man. I'm pretty sure it's this video. Let me see. Yeah, this is it. So that's the video. If you just watch that, I break down every single devig method, what it's used for, how to best use it. But essentially, worst case is the most conservative. And best case is the most aggressive. And multiplicative additive does the best job in terms of long shot underdogs. Multiplicative is the best for really minus 110 plays because it assumes that there's equal vig on both sides. And then power is kind of just a good hybrid, like your plus minus 150. But I would just check that out. But that's the way. Irish, yeah, Morgan Geeky is down there. It's all the way down there. I love him. He's my best friend. He's my best friend in hockey and in the whole world, but just too low for me. Too low. Now, also, if you guys are feeling frisky and you want to run, like, here's something else that I would recommend, okay? If you want to get your hands on this. So I only have $10 left on my FanDuel account because I blew through all the money today. So here's something that I would do. Okay, and this one's probably going to cash because you know how it is when you have like $9 in your account. We can run a 3x2 or 2x3, however you say it, round robin. Okay, so Ronton and Geeky, Tom Wilson. Okay, for those of you that don't know what round robin betting is, honestly, get familiar with it. It's a great strategy when you're betting on long shot underdogs. Now, these aren't like plus 700s, but they are underdogs nonetheless. So if we wanted to, with round robin betting, when you have to have a minimum of 3 picks on your slip, and you only need, this is a form of parlay betting, but you only need 2 out of 3 picks to hit in order to cash. Now, as long as you're betting, where'd it go? As long as you're betting, there we go. All plus odds plays. You can see round robin lives right here. So we're not going to get paid out as much on a 3-leg parlay, but in round robin, we're going to place 2x3. I have $9.57. That's all I have left in the account. If all 3 picks hit, then I make like $200 in profit. But if 2 out of these 3 picks hit, then I get my $9.50 back plus probably like, I don't know, $20 in profit or something like that. Oh, I don't want to deposit. Let's just do this for $9.50. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can't do $9.50 for each. I got to do like $3. My bad. $3.15. There we go. $3 because it's three separate 2-leg parlays, guys. So Wilson Rontanen's 1 parlay. Rontanen Geeky's another parlay. Wilson Geeky's at the 3rd parlay. So you have 3 separate 2-leg parlays. 315 times 3 is $9.45, and I have $9.57. Okay, and so there we go. So this is my 3-leg round robin. So if I hit all 3, I'll actually get paid out, $71 in profit, which is pretty good. And that's how I would go about this with FanDuel. So I'm officially out of dough. These are all very small edge plays, but if you can't add them all up on a slip, it's a really good way. And again, we don't need all 3 picks to hit. If all 3 picks do hit, we make a lot of money. But if we hit 2 out of 3, then we're making money regardless. Yeah, we didn't look at anytime goal scores. We saw like a slim edge on Morgan Geeky. Good question, Wilbo. So for my props, we have 1. Bucky Irving. This is on Camby. So if you guys have Camby, I would bet Bucky Irving all day long. And I actually do. I do have a Camby book. Where am I at here? Let me log in over here. This is, it's a lower edge play, but I still like it. They're telling me to bet like $90. So out here, guys, another Camby sportsbook that we have in Arizona is Desert Diamond. So if we come to Desert Diamond, this is all under the Camby family. And I don't mind betting this as we're so close to kickoff. For the Bucks, Mr. Irving. And I'll bet $100. Save $100 for live betting. Okay, so we're in on Bucky. Cool. Obviously, I put him on a parlay, but bang, bang. And there we go. So that would be the play on Bucky. I typically don't bet unders. It's not like you can't hit on the unders here. This seems to be a play that you want to put over on Circa. But again, if you are someone that lives in a state with Circa, I would take a look at what Circa's limits are for anytime touchdown scores. Pinnacle's taking $2K, but if Circa's taking more than $2,000, I probably wouldn't bet the under then. But if Circa's taking like only $1,000, then yeah, I would go ahead and bet that under. No doubt about that. I know, Wilbo. I know. Ray Davis. Dude, we're going to be talking about that one for a while. It's not easy to hit a plus 1,900, which I know you know. But the Ray Davis plays. I know plus 128 might not really, get anything going for you, but that's would be the play that I would take a look. If we just remove these odds and look for today, plays that are above that. Chris Godwin is an even better play at plus 250. And then we talked about Tyler Algier. Okay, so Chris Godwin is about a 6% EVH play. Again, you have a 30% chance hitting on Godwin. You want to get really spicy with it, play an SGP of like Godwin, Algier, and Bucky Irving. Or, if you could play Godwin, Irving, and find a 3rd pick that's plus odds, guys, on Camby, run a 3-pick round robin. There's another option for you. A lot of different options out there when it comes to it. Algier, I don't think is good enough on any Camby book yet. It's 205, not quite good enough. But again, I would say Chris Godwin. right? Or if you just want to run a two-leg SGP with Godwin and Bucky Irving. I know they're both on the same team, but I think Tampa can put up a couple of points. All right, let's see with the sharp money tool. Let's go over the sharp money tool and look at some props. And we're not going to set up any odds or anything. We're just going to look for the date range as of today. Let's select all the books and let's see what's up. Okay. So Baker under on his passing touchdowns. There you go, Wilbur. There you go, man. So somebody has $6,300 and they want Baker's under passing touchdowns at plus 126 odds. So this is a big deal, guys. Like $6,300 on a player prop is a lot of dough. And out of curiosity, I'm going to log out of my FanDuel account because I am on 10% limits on FanDuel. And I am just curious to know what FanDuel is taking right now, because FanDuel is the largest sports book in America. So if we look at Baker and we look at his passing touchdowns, this is another way, guys, that you can get a sense of if you are limited on FanDuel and you want to find out how limited you are, this is one way you could do it. So what are they taking on Baker right now? They're taking $7,200, which is a lot of dough. That's a lot. So that's way more than Pinnacle's taking and probably way more than Bookmaker is. But still, this is a lot of money. I would still be more than happy to bet this Baker play. You can get it on MGM. You really can't get it anywhere else at anywhere close to MGM's price. No Vig is the next closest one. Okay. KD on his assists. This is a juicy play. I hate betting plays like this. I hate betting the minus 180s of the world because when they lose, I don't tilt, but I almost do. So this is kind of a personal choice for you guys. I think if you're new to sports betting, if you're like if you guys were anything like me when I started sports betting, these were the plays that I automatically would go for. I'm like, oh man, minus 178. It's like these are going to win. Like these are going to be a lock. And then when you lose these, you're like, dude, like what the hell? Like, why didn't this win? This should have won. So the biggest reason why I hate these types of juicy plays is when they don't win, it bothers me. So that's why I don't like playing these. But obviously someone wants this at minus 182, minus 180. You can go bet this over at Bet 105 at a close price. Sports Zeno, obviously another kind of good tell, guys, is like when Pinnacle has odds that are 2 cents off to Sports Zeno. Yeah, I would love to probably bet that over at Pinnacle or Bet 105. Would love that. This dude for college hoops, I will say this, unless you are an avid fan of Iowa and Iowa State and you watch a lot of their games, I don't think that any particular sports book is sharp for collegiate player props, whether that's football or basketball. Now, if you watch a lot of Iowa, because I don't even know which team this dude plays for, if you watch a lot of Iowa or Iowa State basketball, then you'll have definitely a good feel for what's up. But otherwise, I don't think any sports book is sharp on college player props. Hell, it's hard enough betting professional league props, let alone college props. So I normally stay away from the college props. Okay, Chris Dunn. Okay. Player steals. Excuse me. Niche market here, but could be something you want to go after. And appreciate all you guys tuning in right now. We almost got like 75 people in the stream right now at the moment. Gosh, I'm a little nervous. If you guys have questions or I didn't get to answer your questions, please email me, DM me on X. We start to get to these kind of spots here, guys. Here's a couple of things. Number one, there's no Pinnacle limits on these plays. So the green number right here on the left, you can see below it, there's no Pinnacle number. So Pinnacle was not posting odds for these plays. So it's kind of tough for me to go after some of these plays. But I will say this. Pinnacle typically doesn't post odds for like steals sometimes. Some of these niche markets, points and rebounds or points and assists. And so this is where you can find like how many, so this is the point that I'm trying to get across here. Like on this play on Reynaud, I mean, this is player blocks. This is like probably the 7th or 8th most popular player prop in basketball to bet. This isn't really up there. And so when someone's posting $2,600, for me and my heart of hearts, this has to be Like, I don't believe any casual sports bettor that's looking at the Nuggets Kings slate tonight and trying to place a couple bets with the boys is like, yo, let's go bet player blocks. Like, in my opinion, you are a sharp sports bettor if you're posting this much money on player blocks. Because I don't know who's taking the time to focus on the player blocks market, right? So this would be something, in my opinion, that would definitely be a sharp bettor. That if you can get this, obviously, Sportzino, not many books offer the under on betting player blocks, but could be something there. These are little things that I think about when I see these niche markets. And I'm like, who the hell is posting $2,200 on player steals? It's probably not a schmuck. It's probably not a guy that likes watching basketball and is rich. It's probably someone that has a model. So, and again, that's a big assumption, but that's the assumption that I land on. Now down here with Russ, this is chopped up. I hate chopped up liquidity like this. And we're also getting out of the range for me to think like, for me to be interested in these plays. We get up here to like $6,000, you have my interest on player props. Anything else? Not really. Let's go over, look at positive EV tool. And let's take a look at, we're going to look at a couple different books. Again, guys, when it comes to my filter setup, I would use the custom EV formula. It just simply takes too long to load the plays up on the live stream. We would be wasting a lot of time and interest. So I just, for the sake of the stream and keeping it moving, I don't always. You can see I have a FanDuel player prop filter here in Pinnacle. I don't really care which one I select. All I'm paying attention to is movement from a sports book. So Denny Advita over on assist. I want to click into FanDuel here, and this is what I'm looking for. Like, look at the movement on FanDuel, and this is all within under 60 minutes. This is your number one indicator to bet on player props and have success. This is it. Player props have low liquidity, so when there is movement by a book like FanDuel, it's sharp and it's pretty aggressive. So when you see movement like this, where FanDuel was at plus 168 an hour ago, and now they're at plus 106, that is a massive movement in one direction. And while Bet Rivers and the Canby books are working in a similar direction, this is just still far too off. So go ahead and bet Advita over on his assists to get 10. Obviously, with Hard Rock, these are all kind of similar here, guys, but this is all I'm looking for. I go through every single market, and I'm like, all right, what's going on? I want to see FanDuel here. This particular line, I don't really care for this. Like, Hard Rock is way up here. You could probably bet Hard Rock and have a good time. But this doesn't give me confirmation. Like, yes, FanDuel moved a little bit, but I have much more confirmation that I'm making a good decision on my play. They just went from plus 106 to plus 104. This is like, yo, go bet this. So every play that I bet on the positive EV tool, I am clicking into each one of these squares on one of these books, and I want to see movement, and I want to see severe movement. This is how you go from getting a bunch of good plays to the fucking elite plays. This is what you want to look for. So if you're using your mobile phone, make sure you use your desktop app. I don't believe the OddsJam app has this capability yet. So you have to use your web browser on your mobile phone to be able to see this kind of line movement. So like that would be a play on Advita. And I'd say, all right, let me go over. And this is basically, if I wasn't streaming and I was by myself, I'd say, all right, let's come over to Pinnacle. What do we got? Top plays, Aaron Holiday. All right. Even if I don't have a Hard Rock account, like what's going on here? Can I go create this? All right. I don't like this. Different projections here. Not a fan of this. Let's keep it moving. Malik Monk, points, rebounds, and assists. What do we got? Same thing. Don't really like that line movement. Let's keep it moving. Harden, under on his assists. What else? What do we got here? Yo, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to see. Go bet James Harden under 7.5 assists. Well, Billy, I'm limited on BetMGM. Okay. Do you have Novig? Do you have ProfitX? Are you like me? Do you have 4CX? Go create this market. Go try to create a price that's similarly to MGM, right? It's 7% edge. Anything that's above plus 100 odds is decent. Try to go set this up where I can bet this. If I can't bet this at a rec book, like I could bet this on DraftKings, but can I get this at a better price? Like ProfitX, $28 plus 111, go bet it. But if you're limited on BetMGM, which I would imagine like 90% of you on this in the stream right now are, then go create this market on an exchange. You can do that. Now your order might not get filled, but shit, I'd at least try than not. But that's what I want to see. I want to see that movement from Pinnacle. I'm like, dude, Pinnacle just dropped off a cliff, and they just dropped off a cliff 15 minutes ago, right? That's what I want to see. I'm like, all right, that's one. There's one. Let's keep moving. If you got no VIG, like, let's take a look. And I just ripped through all of these. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Here, that's decent. I don't like the movement here from FanDuel, right? But the most recent movement is from Pinnacle in a downward position. And then FanDuel's kind of doing the same. And so I can get in on this. This play I have some confidence in. I have a lot of confidence in Harden. Okay, and if it's one of those games where Harden gets 15 assists in the game, then newsflash, you could have took the under 14.5 assists and it wouldn't have hit, right? But the ones that kill me the most are if I get hooked. But this is how I can sleep easy at night. When I see movement like that on Harden's play, I can say, all right, dude, like you made the right decision. It didn't work your way. The coin didn't flip your way. But if you keep making your decisions based off of that type of action and movement, you're going to be right more times than not, and you're going to make money. And that's the strategy, guys. So if you guys can appreciate any of that information, make sure to smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, send this to a friend that struggles sports betting. Trust me, you can make money off these books. Russell Westbrook, to get a double-double, right? Got a lot of movement here by Camby in less than 2 hours, which I don't particularly like. But I will say this, that Pinnacle's moved a little bit, minus 122 to minus 130. I would still be willing to take a shot. So I'd still be willing to take a shot. It's almost a low hold to Pinnacle. When the plus odds number and the minus odds number is the same number on the over and the under, that's a low hold. This is 2 cents off from being a low hold. I'd be willing to jump in those waters. There you go. Okay, so that's kind of how we do it with the EV. I just rip through all these plays and we go, go, go. Let's take a look to see for DraftKings Pick 6 because I was really upset with we couldn't get anything for Pick 6. For my sleeper peeps, what do we got for sleeper? Do we have anything? If you're getting if you're getting a massive boost, I would just take all these plays and throw the boost on it. You're probably going to have a really good time. But let's take a look at Pick 6 because I haven't got to put together a Pick 6 slip. I'll be back on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern and again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern on Saturday and on Sunday. So it's going to be fun. We got a lot more NBA games tomorrow, which is great. Excited. All right, so honestly, this Jeremy Grant play I'm okay with on Pick 6. I can do that. It's 16 cents off to FanDuel. I don't mind that. So I like that. Let's go back over the EV tool and let's fire up FanDuel. Are we on FanDuel? No. Let's go to FanDuel and let's go sports books, clear out everything. And what do we got? One result? Come on, dude. Got to give me more than one result. Let's just select all leagues. 2 results. Bro, what am I supposed to do with this? All right, so Denny Avila over on his points. They already bumped to 26.5. I'm very thirsty for some action. And so let's look at Jeremy Grant. Cy, live betting? Yeah, I live bet. Live betting is a completely different animal. I mean, I use OddsJam's tools to live bet, but the amount of patience, they already kind of nerfed the Grant payout as well, so this all stinks. The amount of patience that you have to have with live betting and kind of keeping a calm head and really sticking to your strategy can be difficult, for sure. So don't have... There'll probably be another stream where we can kind of go into more with live betting. But there's a lot. And what I mean, like, you have to have a calm head. And it's a good question that you asked, but like, you bet the under on the Falcons-Bucks game, and then all of a sudden there's a punt return for a touchdown and then a pick 6. 5 minutes later, your under's cooked. And then you're being recommended like 5 minutes after that to bet another under. And you have to have the confidence to kind of just forget about what you just did and fire off another bet. And so that's where I think the thing that gets lost the most in live betting is the mental toughness that you have to have. It really tests your mettle when it comes to it. So not much here. Not much at all. Quinshon Judkins, not great. It is not very good right now for pick six. Is he out, Irish? Fixing's Portland line trip, and I appreciate you letting me know about that. We did on Dub Club have a play on Robert Williams, so that's going to be a refund. And that is going to change a lot of Portland lines, guys. Obviously, he's a big man. He gets, he gets some minutes. That's tough. Yeah, that's why everything's bumping right now, which makes a lot of sense. Appreciate you guys letting me know about that. Okay, so yeah, there's not a ton that I'm seeing here. Let me go and add the rest of the DFS books in here to see what else we have. One thing I'll say for live betting, for those that are looking, whatever your bankroll size is for live betting, okay, so let's say, I don't know, you got $500 that your bankroll is for live betting, or it's $1,000. I would chop that in half. So if you normally for pregame betting have a bankroll of $1,000, I would go off of a bankroll number of $500. The key with live betting is you want to really rack up volume, and you want to be firing off a lot of bets. That's going to really reduce your variance. So in those instances, you don't want to be betting at the same bankroll number that you normally bet at, because you want to have more volume. So if you're wagering less money but more volume, that would be the key that I would take from. That's something that I would do. Let's also select parlay play. Okay, what do we got? 27 results. That's a lot of results. Shaden Sharp over on points. Kind of the same thing here, guys. Like a lot of movement from FanDuel. I like that play, right? So Shaden Sharp. I'm already out of my discounts, but we'll see if we can cook. There's a lot of value on Better. I will say that. Obviously, Sharp, it's a Portland projection, right? Could be solid because no Robert Williams, even though Sharp isn't a big man. If I'm looking at Derek Queen over on his rebounds, who's moving? That's what I want to know. Yo, look who's moving. FanDuel's moving. A shitload. So, bingo. Derek Queen. Rookie sensation. We're looking at his over on his rebounds. Looks like they might have just pulled that. No, it's still there. Shit, it's not there anymore. No, it's not there anymore. Mikko Rantanen. I normally don't use FanDuel. I use Pinnacle here, but if FanDuel's moving, okay. Well, FanDuel's moving a lot. That's a lot of movement there. So I'm okay with going with Rantanen. Under 2.5 shots on goal. Okay, Sharp over, Rantanen under. Can I take Queen on his rebounds and assists? That's still almost as good. Yeah, I like that. Take his over on his rebounds and assists, over 12.5. All right, guys. This is a perfect slip. I'll share this with you guys. This is all movement off of FanDuel. So that's all based on FanDuel right there, guys. FanDuel's movement. And again, that provides me a lot of confidence. When I see movement from a book, I really, really like that. Really like that. That's what I would definitely go after. Okay. And we can go definitely more with underdog. There's a lot there. With Westbrook, with Queen. I'd love to do this on Queen. Just knowing the movement from FanDuel. Taking his over on his rebounds. Love that. What about Russ? Not really. Not the same with Russ. Though I do say it is an arb to FanDuel. It's hard not to take this Russ play because it is an arb to FanDuel. I did forget about that. This is on his points and assists. Okay. And then Fears under on his points. What do we got? A little movement from Pinnacle. A lot of movement from FanDuel. These are all unders. We're just fading everybody. What'd they nerf here? This is a slightly nerfed. I'm still going to grab it because I'm still okay with the slightly nerf payout there. All right, underdog here. 3 picks on underdog. There it is. It's a slight nerf, guys. I'm not going to lie. It's not your 6x payout. It's like $8 below the payout. I'm all right with it for one. It's probably because we're taking the over on one and the under on the other. It's most likely why, right? Fears plays for, well, they both play for New Orleans. I guess there is a little correlation there. I'm fine with it. Neek Clifford would maybe be, maybe not, maybe Neek. What about Harden under on his points and assists? Yeah, you could do that one as well. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be the stream for today. I'm back on tomorrow morning. I'm going through some mainline markets. Got a lot to jump into tomorrow. Way more NBA games going on tomorrow, which is going to be awesome. Questions, DM me, email me. Otherwise, guys, have an awesome evening. Enjoy all the sports, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Take care.